So many books to share with you today. I'm so excited. Hi, my name is Angel and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've done a book haul and I have a big book haul for you today. This is the biggest book haul I've done so far. I've got a good mix of classics, new releases, and also new editions of classics, some fun books that I'm going to read in the fall. So let's dive right in. I'll start with these Penguin Archives editions. These are so cute and so tiny. They are Penguin publishing some old classics. Some of these I don't believe have been published before. Others I think are just published in new editions. And I picked up 4 of them, though there's several to choose from. So let's briefly go over these. I picked up Transformation by Mary Shelley, which if you watched one of my recent reading vlogs, I did read the first story in this and really enjoy it. This is just a collection of creepy stories by Mary Shelley, the author of Frankenstein. Then I picked up by Jane Austen, The History of England by a Partial, Prejudiced, and Ignorant Historian. What a title. This sounds so funny and so good. It says that this is Jane Austen's totally biased telling of English history. Mary, Queen of Scots is a scandalously wronged victim. Elizabeth I is a wicked villain, and most historical facts and dates are cheerfully disregarded. So that sounds great. Had to get another Orwell. I got Can Socialists Be Happy? Love the font on this one as well. And then finally, I picked up The Burial of the Rats by Bram Stoker. Now, I do already have a special edition of this, but this one includes... Does this include something else? I think this might include another story that's not featured in the edition I had previously bought, or maybe I just bought this without realizing that I bought the same thing twice because... Let's see. The one that I had bought just said Gibbet Hill, and this one has Gibbet Hill, the judge's house, and something else. 5 tales in total included in this little volume. Really quickly, I did make a trip to McKay's in one of my recent reading vlogs. I did the haul in there, so I'll just quickly talk about all of the books I picked up on that trip. I got quite a few. Life on Mars by Tracy K. Smith. This is a poetry collection I'm looking forward to. Then I picked up a book I'd never heard of, but I'm so excited to get to. The Bathhouse by Farnoosh Mashiri. Another poetry collection, A Thousand Mornings by Mary Oliver. Also Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats by T.S. Eliot. If Not Winter, Fragments of Sappho by Anne Carson. When Stars Are Scattered by Victoria Jamieson and Omar Mohammed. Loveless by Alice Oseman. And finally, Free Food for Millionaires by Min Jin Lee. Then I had to pick up a physical copy of one of my favorite books from last year. I'm talking about My Lady Jane by Jodi Meadows, Cynthia Hand, and Brody Ashton. Love this book so much. This is a series by these 3 friend authors where they give these historical figures happy endings. They did not have happy endings in their real life. There were women who faced a lot of hardships and now they finally get their happy ending. There's a lot of funny commentary, twist, and this world has a magical mix, so instead of just Protestants and Catholics, we get a world of Ethians and Verities, and Ethians can change into animals, Verities cannot. That Verities do not believe that Ethians are natural. They believe that they go against the nature of the world and against God, so they should be taken down. Ethians see Verities as villains who do not want their existence, so they don't want Verities. So we get that conflict as well as romance, comedy, and it's modern language. So keep that in mind. It's not historical language, it is modern language, but I really love this. This one follows Lady Jane Grey. And then I picked up My Contrary Mary. This one is following Mary, Queen of Scots. I have already read this. Check out my previous reading vlog if you want to see my thoughts as I'm reading. Of course, I had to annotate it. I know it's kind of crazy for just like a rom-com type deal, but it was so funny and so good. This is set in the same world as My Lady Jane. Now, the others by these authors I don't believe are set in the world of Ethians and Verities, but these are because we get overlap with the characters and the time period, and I really already enjoyed this one, so of course I had to add these to my bookshelves. Speaking of historical romance, I picked up A Gentleman's Gentleman by TJ Alexander. This cover is so cute. I've been noticing a trend with this like rainbow-ish gradient on books, and I think it's cute. This is supposed to be a slow burn romance and also an exploration of trans identity. We get this lord during the London season who is supposed to be finding a wife, his unusual staff, and then we also get his valet who they strike up a friendship. They also have secrets. Excited to get to this one. I picked up these beautiful editions of Shakespeare. I got 2 of them, Much Ado About Nothing. I love this neon orange. It is beautiful. And I think it's so funny that the back is blurbed by today's romance authors. This one says, The Enemies to Lovers classic with a foreword by Holly Bourne. And then As You Like It. This one might be my favorite. This one is beautiful. And this one is blurred by Talia Hibbert. She says, The Fake Dating Classic. Let's keep with the classic thread and go to A Month in the Country by J.L. Carr. This is a New York, what are these called? NYRB, New York, I forget the full, New York Review of Books. Okay, New York Review of Books. So NYRB published classic, and I have recently discovered these and I keep buying them up. These seem so good, and I saw a short on YouTube of someone recommending this. I can't remember, I'm so sorry, but it stuck with me. It was one of their favorite novels, and it's short so it can be read in a day. This is supposed to be a deeply poetic novel about a man's life. Tom Birkin, a veteran of the Great War and a broken marriage, who arrives in the remote Yorkshire village of Oxgoodby to restore a recently discovered medieval mural in the local church. So I think we're getting some reflection on his life and just living in this town. Also published by them is Butcher's Crossing by John Williams. This one isn't exactly a cowboy story, but it's set in the 1870s. Will Andrews, following Emerson and the desire to be in nature, goes out west, and yeah, it says Butcher's Crossing is full of restless men looking for ways to make money and ways to waste it. So this sounds good. There's also a movie, I believe, with Nicolas Cage out. I have not watched the movie, but I picked up this book. I didn't put 2 and 2 together that this author also wrote Stoner. One of my priority reads for this year. I do need to get to it. So now I have purchased another book by this author without knowing if I like his writing style, so probably shouldn't have done that, but excited to have this one on my shelf as well, just because the setting and time period sounds so good. Another new to me classic, The Pendragon Legend by Antal Serb. This is translated from the Hungarian, and this author is said to be a master of his craft. I'm looking forward to this one. The vibe sounds so good. It's also supposed to be satirical, so funny, but also vibey. And here's the exact synopsis. At a London soiree, a young Hungarian scholar meets a reclusive, eccentric earl who is the subject of strange rumors. The scholar is delighted to be invited to his new acquaintance's family seat in North Wales. Once there, nothing is quite as it seems. So I think this will be funny, just, you know, examining the Gothic novel and everything like that, and also have good vibes. So looking forward to this. I had to pick up beautiful editions of Frankenstein and Wuthering Heights. These are the Vintage Classics editions. I may pick up the others. They have Edgar Allan Poe, they have Jonathan Strange, not Jonathan Strange, oh my god. They have Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. Then we get these sprayed edges and a ribbon bookmark. I think these are just beautiful. The end papers, some foiling on the cover. And Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Gold foiling on this one. Here are the end papers, sprayed edges. These shipped from the UK. I did order them from Blackwell's, and they came in pretty good condition. The only thing is with this copy, there is some, I don't know if you can see it on here, but there is some folding, warping, or whatever you would call that on the front cover. It's okay. With the cover being so dark, it kind of blends in. Otherwise, they're beautiful. I got a tiny little classic. This is 84 Charing Cross Road by Helene Hanff. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. This has been recommended so many times on Ariel and Raylene's podcast, Books Unbound. Thought it was finally time that I purchase this and read this. This is a tiny little book about a friendship based on books. I actually picked this up on Independent Bookstore Day along with this poetry collection, Don't Call Us Dead, by Denez Smith. This is a National Book Award finalist. This is a poetry collection that's been on my radar for a while. Very excited to finally get to this. I have acquired 2 Book of the Month books, starting with Silver Elite by Dani Francis. I don't really know why I picked this one up. I don't think I'll like it. I'll be surprised if I do, but I kind of gave in and to the hype, and the Book of the Month edition did sprayed edges, which are fine, you know. I personally don't think that every book needs sprayed edges, but it's fine if they have them. This is supposed to be dystopian, but I've also heard that it doesn't do a good job of being dystopian because it doesn't really critique the system that it's in. I will just have to read and find out for myself. The back here says, "My name is Ren Darlington. I've been hiding who I am my entire life. Today will be no different." So I will give this a fair shot. If I don't like it, I do have someone in mind to give it to. There is some controversy with this author, with Dani Francis being a pen name. People don't know who it is or if it's AI. I would be very disappointed to find out if it is AI. Hopefully it is just another author wanting to branch out into a different genre, but I'll see if I like it. Who knows? Sometimes I have been surprised. I do find myself sometimes just craving that old dystopian feel, the feeling of being in middle school and high school reading The Hunger Games and Divergent, even though I didn't really love Divergent. That was just a fun time, and sometimes I miss that, and I think publishing companies know this and really cater to the nostalgia, so we'll see if it pays off. Next one I acquired, I'm very, very excited about. This will be the perfect fall read. This is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This one is sapphic, toxic vampires. Cannot wait to read. The back says, 3 young women, their bodies planted in the same soil, their stories tangling like roots. One grows high, and one grows deep, and one grows wild, and all of them grow teeth. So we're getting 3 perspectives, and I believe they all come together in the end in a very satisfying way. I'll have to see, of course, but I'm so ready for these vibes. I love sapphic stories, of course, and I love vampire stories, and this, I believe, will be the book of the fall. Speaking of which, I will also be getting to Someone You Can Build a Nest In by John Wiswell. This is not the original cover. The original is red, I believe, but I picked this one up at Barnes & Noble, and it's got purple sprayed edges and the purple and lime green cover. This one is following a monster who, it's supposed to be kind of gory, so hopefully it won't gross me out or anything like that, but a monster who's feeding off of people, I believe, but then ends up falling in love. I think it's supposed to be more wholesome than it is horror or gross, so I'll just have to see. Alright everyone, those are the 25 books that I've bought recently. If any of these interest you, or if you read them and loved them, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to chat with you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!